Hello and welcome to 40k Chat. We're going to go through the Tau Codex. I'm Scott.
I'm Cameron.
And I'm Jordan.
Right, so what we're going to cover, we're going to go through the Philosophies of War, the Battlesuit rules, Markerlight, the faction secondaries, the Tau Septs, Warlord Traits, Relics, Invocations of the Ethereals, the upgrade system, Stratagems, and then we'll get on to our top 5. Right, okay, so starting off, army-wide abilities. So for the greater good is gone. No more free Overwatch for you guys.
Boo hoo hoo.
Yeah, that's disappointing for me. Considering I played the Sept and you could get it on 5s as well.
Do you think that's going to make it a huge difference not having free Overwatch everywhere?
Battlesuits shooting combat.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's what I was going to
So-
say.
Yep, that's very true, which is probably
Bring it
better.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather Battlesuits be shooting it in combat than actually having Overwatch. You're getting it off easier, aren't you? So
Yeah. So this is the new rule. So the Battlesuit Keyword grants you the ability to shoot in engagement range. Crisis, Broadsight, and Commanders all count as infantry as well, which means they can claim light cover.
Yeah.
So huge survivability boost. Philosophies of War. So this is a new thing. You can either pick Mont Car or Kion. Auxiliaries can't benefit from this, so Kroot can't benefit, and Vespids.
First one that we should go to is Monka. So that one, each time this unit makes a normal move or advances in your movement phase until the end of the shooting phase, it counts as having remained stationary.
Nice.
And then the next part of it is each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible enemy unit within the range shown in the table below, improve the AP characteristic of that attack by 1 and reroll a wound roll of 1. So if you're in battle round 1, that's 18 inches.
Yep.
If you're in battle round 2, 12 inches. And then battle round 3, you've got 9 inches.
Yep.
So you can put out a lot of hurt in the first 3 rounds with that.
Yeah.
yeah, I've been looking at it and I'm thinking those first 3 rounds are critical.
Definitely more than the last 3.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd go for the 3, 4, and 5 turn one.
Yeah. So we'll go over Kion before we compare them. So this is rounds 3 to 5. A unit can shoot in the turn it fell back, but subtract 1 from the hit roll. When a ranged attack is made at the closest enemy unit within 12 inches, on an unmodified hit roll of the value on the table, score an additional hit. So round 3, it's 6s. Round 4, it's 5s, 5 up. Round 5, it's 4 up. So round 5, with pretty much everything on a 4 up, you get another hit. Which, I mean, it could come in, your big stuff could be doing like really important shots. Say if like your hammerhead was hitting and it hit on a 4+, suddenly you've got 2 massive hammerhead shots
But
going through.
they're not going to be alive that long, are they?
Yeah, that's the problem.
You look at all Tau heavy stuff are gone by then.
I think you'd favour Montcar mostly because you have the most models on the board and your opponent has the most models on the board round 1 to 3
Yeah.
rather than 3 to 5. Most games are decided in the third.
Unless you want to Manta Strike everything.
That's true. You
That'd
could
be
do that.
scary.
Yeah,
You know?
turn 3.
Round 3, everything drops in.
Yeah, but I think we're all in agreement that you probably go Montcar, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the next thing, Markerlight. Fire Markerlight is now in action for 1 or more units with the Markerlight keyword, including aircraft. It can begin at the start of your movement phase or at the end of your movement phase for Pathfinders, so it makes Pathfinders pretty special that they can move first. It completes at the start of your shooting phase, at which point you pick an enemy unit within 36 inches for each Markerlight in the unit. Roll a d6 on a 3+, you apply the Markerlight token. Then in the shooting phase, you get +1 to hit, but must remove the token when the unit has completed its attacks. It's worth mentioning vehicle and drone keyword units can move while that action is ongoing without it failing. So you can apply multiple Markerlights
I like it.
to one unit.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, you could apply multiple anyway, but last edition you'd have to get 5, wouldn't you, to get that
Yeah,
plus
to get
one.
plus
Yeah,
one.
and
No,
that's
it's
the most
just-
important one. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's easier. Okay, it only lasts for 1 unit
One
Yeah,
shot.
shooting.
but if you put
But if you stack it up,
yeah, and then like you say, drones now it's easier to get away with a drone.
Yeah. Plus there
makes
was
a marker drone more viable.
Yeah, on a 3+, it's simpler, a lot simpler,
Yeah.
and it's easier to get off.
It's worth mentioning a relic here. I have no idea how you say this. So it's Ortus Lantern. Markerlight action for the Fireblade. You roll 5 additional d6s when he does his Markerlight. So that's the normal one plus an additional 5. So that's 6.
Oh, so you can stack up
So
to
you
6
could-
on it.
So you
straight off
roll
the bat.
6 dice. Each 3+ is a token.
Yeah.
So if you need, if you're thinking I need loads of Markerlights on this one unit because I'm going to fire loads of stuff at it, you'll roll that. You'll get maybe like, say you got 4 3+ on it. That unit suddenly got 4 markers on it, and you just get your
That's really
everything else to
Yeah.
shoot it and just take off the markers one by one.
I know there's a lot of units on there, in the book I've seen already where they include a Markerlight on themselves anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good reason the Sky Ray gunship is so good because it
Yeah.
has 2 Markerlight
That's 2,
shots,
yeah.
and vehicles can
Move
and
shoot it
perform the
without
action.
without
Yeah.
failing.
So that can just throw out 2 Markerlights wherever.
They do.
Better simplified version than what it used to be.
Yeah, and they only last for the shooting phase.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
But you're making your whole ballistic skill 4+ army go
yes.
ballistic skill 3+, which is huge.
which I found with Tau is always the problem in it. Trying to hit on 4s
Yeah.
is always a problem. 3s, you're classing a marine army, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So other things, ambush predators. So all crew now get a 7-inch pre-game move. We're probably not going to focus too much on crew. I know neither of you two actually use crew.
No, I've tried them, but
Yeah, they seem better now, but
Yeah,
I mean, like, you're not going to get the Philosophies of War with them.
No.
I'd rather spend my points on other stuff.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so much more you can do now. So
Okay, so Ethereals have changed. They're basically priests now, and they get invocations that go off on a 3+. Before we get into them, they do have one ability called Inspired to Greatness. What does that do, Cam?
So in your command phase, you can select one friendly Tau Empire core or auxiliary unit within 6 inches, excluding Farsight, obviously. Until the end of the next command phase, while that unit is performing an action, it can make ranged attacks without that action failing.
Yeah, that's always good. Plus, that'll go well with one of the secondaries that we'll go over. That's probably the best choice. So the actual invocations it knows 2 and can cast 1, or you can pay for a humble stave upgrade to give you double chance, so you can cast 2, and it makes it 2+ roll. So you probably should always take this because 3 of these are really nice. The first one, probably the best one, Strength of Stone, gives you 5+ feel no pain. That is amazing on crisis suits because they could have shields that are 4+ invulnerable, and then you can give them that 5+ feel no pain, which makes them super tough. Wisdom of the Guides just gives you 1 CP, so you just roll 3+, or if it's humble stave, roll 2+, and you just get 1 CP just refunded to you, which is a great one if you've got more than one Ethereal. And then the third good one, Zephyr's Grace, allows you to give a core unit -1 to hit against enemy range attacks if they moved. So if you're moving something, cast that on them and then they get -1 to hit. So 3 really good stuff.
you're looking at your crisis again, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You
yeah.
can, So you can give them that 5+ invon and move them. So they're the 2. No, that's the combo I'll be doing with my crisis there straight
Yeah.
away.
Do you have an Ethereal? Do you
Yeah.
take one? Yeah.
I think it's good now because Ethereals, I used to only use them for like Fire Warriors and things, and now it's
That's-
like
Yeah. What did they used to do?
not much from what I remember. Not
Yeah.
much.
I think they make your leadership better, won't they?
They-
They had other auras where you can like extra onto shooting or in half range and all that, like 1 extra shot. But they're much better now. Like,
I just remember if you had the choice between that and a cadre, it was always the cadre.
yeah, cadre would always win.
Yeah. We'll go on to faction secondaries. So there are 3 here, like every codex. One of them I think is great, and then 2 of them are average or bad.
We'll start with the 2 worst and end with the best.
Yeah.
Decisive action. If you select Monka at the end of your turn in battle rounds 1, 2, or 3, score 4 victory points if you control half or more of the total number of objectives markers on the battlefield. If you select the Kayun, then at the end of battle rounds 3, 4, and 5, score 4 victory points if you control half of or more total objectives.
So yeah, it feels okay. It's capped to 12, and the main problem is you're limited to only 3 turns, 1 to 3 or 3 to 5, and it also contends with Stranglehold that doesn't have a 12-point cap on it. So you'd probably just take Stranglehold.
Second best one is a clean victory. If you select the Monker, you can score one of the following: 1 victory point if one enemy unit was destroyed in the battle round. 3 victory points if you score 3 or more enemy units were scored in the battle round.
It's nice, but again,
nice.
it's capped.
Yeah.
And you can only do it in 1 to 3 or 3 to 5. It is capped at 12.
Yeah.
If you're already winning and you're killing everything, then yeah, you'll probably start getting close to 12 points with it.
And then it's the other way round if you take, if you're doing the other
3, 4, 5.
yeah, it's 3, 4, 5.
But you probably want Montcar, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just because there's more going on 1 to 3. Yeah, decent. But I think by far the best one, aerospace targeting relays. You have designation markers halfway along each edge of the battlefield, so 4. Infantry units can do an action at the end of the movement phase, which completes at the start of your next command phase or at the end of the battle. Now that's important because that means you can score it in round 5 as well.
Yeah.
This is great because Broadsides and Crisis have the infantry keyword. Stealth suits have the Wall of Mirrors stratagem that lets you bring them on from board edges, so they can just do one on one side of the board, Wall of Mirrors, and do it on the other side of the board. And another great thing, you don't have to have one unit performing it. You could have 4 units perform it in like turn 2, and your opponent's got to think, oh shit, I've got to kill 4 things to stop this from happening, and some of them are going to go through. And the ones that fail, you just try again next turn. So you don't have to do it one turn, one next turn, one the turn after. So if you're everywhere on the board, it feels like a very reliable kind of like 9 to 15 points. Yeah, and it contends with Rod or Retrieve Nachman data now it's called, and it contends with Raised Banners, but I do still think it's a really, really good pick for Tau, even though it's contending with those 2 ones that a lot of people take, because I feel like you'd be able to max that out quite easily.
Yeah, I think if you take stealth suits,
stealth suits,
homing beacon,
then
you can drop in crisis suits next to them. Maybe get a ghost keel up there as well.
Yeah, you can do the same with ghost keel.
And it's the end of your movement phase, so you're starting it at the end of your movement phase rather than in your command phase, so you can move to where you need to be.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one.
It's really good. Yeah, I think it's great. I think
Tau players will be using that one quite a lot.
Definitely, yeah. It's just got a hell of a lot going for it. Right, cool. So that's secondaries. Right, let's get on to the Septs. I think we should end on Farsight Enclaves just because I think it's the strongest. All right, we'll start with Bork'an, which are the blue guys, aren't they? They're Tenet. And the tenets are basically the abilities of the game. The first part of it, boost range weapons by 4 inches. Now that is really nice on a breacher that has a really good profile of 8 inches. That suddenly becomes 12.
Don't forget Tau Flamers.
Tau Flamers, yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about it on them.
That's a
D6
good
plus
point.
2 shots.
I didn't think about that, yeah.
Then get them extra minus APs.
Yeah.
Spicy.
That's really nice, yeah. And then the second part of the tenet, reduce strength by 1 of incoming attacks if the base strength is 7 or less.
Against a vehicle or battle suit.
I think it's a vehicle or battle suit, yes. Which is nice.
Nice bit of survivability.
Yeah, it's
all
not
right.
too
Nice
bad,
little,
is it?
I'm glad it's the plus 4 inches is the main one. That's just like a nice little bonus to help keep your vehicles going and battle suits. Warlord trait, you've got Seeker of Perfection. Increase AP of a range attack by 1. 2 wound rolls of 6 inflict 1 mortal wound on the target up to 3.
Perfect.
So that's quite nice because
that's tasty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's nice because you can get that high output. What's it? High output burst cannon. It's like 10 shots or something. You got to be getting at least 1 or 2 6s there. And can't it take like other bursts? Like how many weapons can a commander take? Like 4 or something.
4
ridiculous.
weapons, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you just go pure like high amount of shots
with the burst cannon type, you
go like 20 shots and then you're gonna rack up and you'll probably get to the 3 mortal wounds, won't you? Which is really strong.
Making me think, am I playing the wrong with quad fusion blaster?
They've improved the quad fusion blasters.
I don't think you need that anymore, mate. It's not about that anymore.
Plasma, innit?
The relic. Select 2 ranged weapons this commander is equipped with. Each time an attack is made and the target unit is within half range, add 1 to the attack's wound rolled.
That's good.
Yeah, this feels like it's
quite powerful.
It's a set made to like make commanders better, because even the tenet is making them tougher because it's about
yeah.
And the Warlord Trait's great, Relic's great. But having said all that, the best thing is their strat. Experimental weaponry 2 CP. When firing a weapon, invulnerables cannot be taken when firing.
Ooh.
So it gives the hammerhead ability to something else, which will probably be a Stormsurge, because the
Yeah.
Stormsurge gun is fucking
Yeah.
damage 12, and that is gonna.
Yeah, and it's 2 shots.
It's 2 shots, yeah. And that could, if you're shooting damage 12 at something, you want it to go through, and you're gonna spend the points to make sure that thing goes through. One of the best Septs there, and then we'll go to the main one, the Tau Sept, which is a great all-rounder. So your tenet is reroll 1 wound or hit roll
It's always nice. And
per unit, which is always useful. The best part is the stratagem though. Focus fire, +1 to wound for a core unit after the target unit's been wounded. And that's 1 CP, which is really nice.
Yeah, you target something what needs to die.
Yeah.
You do that.
And that could be the same target you throw the Fireblade 6 Markerlights on. Throw
Yeah.
that on the same target, use that on it as well.
So now you're hitting on 3s.
Yeah, everything's getting +1 to hit and +1
Yeah.
to wound. Warlord trait, 5+ ignore wound. It's alright. Decent. Relic is one you want to read the relic out.
Vectored maneuvering thrusters. Add 2 inches to your move, and once per battle round, when the bearer is selected as the target of a charge, if it is not within engagement range of any enemy units, it can use the relic. If it does, make a normal move until the end of the phase. The bearer cannot fire Overwatch or set to defend. So it sounds like, you just jump out the way
Yeah.
if you target of a charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, with that ability, if you've got a cold star, 14-inch movement,
Yeah.
you're basically just getting out of that charge range.
Yeah. I think it does specifically say that then the enemy unit can target something else to
Yeah,
charge.
it does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Your opponent can select new targets for the charge.
Yeah,
But
which helps a bit.
If
but
you're playing a cold stack, he's up anyway, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
he's
That's
probably
good though.
yeah,
if-
because he's like you're moving him up, shooting him. They're going to charge. Then you're out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, how often does your cold start die in that turn? What
And
there?
if they've not got another enemy that's within charge range, they can't charge anything then.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously the Tau would get access to long strike in this sept. But yeah,
And Dart Strider,
is he only
Yeah.
Tau as
I
well?
think he is.
So yeah, you get access to 2 characters, Long Strike and Dark Strider. Yeah, it's a great all rounder. I think the tenet and the strat is the the main reason you go for those. But Cam will get onto Farsight Enclaves. Is this the best option?
Definitely will be. Definitely
be.
is.
So the tenet, targeting a model within 12 inches counts as them always having a Markerlight. So everything within 12 inches is getting +1 to hit. That's amazing.
We
Yeah,
like
that-
it close and personal.
Yeah, and you can re-roll a wound roll per unit in the shooting phase or fight phase. You're getting a bit of the Tau one as well. Something that's not in this book, Cam. What is it?
Oh, it'll come in a supplement
Oh,
codex,
will it?
mate. Yeah, I believe it will, yeah.
You
They'll
believe-
have the 8.
But they've given you a little something spicy. They've given you 2 commanders per detachment,
Aye, they have, yeah.
which that's really nice.
I mean, I think it basically makes up for not being able to take Ethereals.
Yeah.
But, I won't complain with it.
So
I still
do you-
believe I can make an 8, being able to
Do you
take 2 models in a bodyguard unit.
Yeah. Do you think you'd run kind of like 4 commanders and 2 patrols? And
No, I think I'm looking at Riptide, Broadside, Farsight, 2 Crisis bodyguards, and then 2 Crisis suits maybe, or 3.
Farsight's got a lot better.
Oh
Yeah,
So he's
come
got-
really strong.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
2 profiles on his close combat weapon now. So he's got a sweeping one and a normal one, and his plasma gun is. I mean, plasma guns in this. We'll go over them in a bit, but plasma rifles, have got a lot better,
Yeah.
and his is even better than that, isn't it? Or is his the same?
His is better,
His
yeah.
is better.
His is better.
What's different about his?
36-inch range, assault 2, strength 8, -4, straight 3 damage.
It's
Yeah,
the
so-
it's the extra shot.
Yeah,
About 36-inch range.
yeah.
One thing I think is really cool actually for the Farsight Sept
Mm-hmm.
is the relic. Basically, you can deny a psychic power.
Yeah,
But what it is, it's actually a talisman that's out of the most recent Farsight book.
Okay.
So if you've read that, you'll know it.
Yeah.
The talisman
it's
of
decent.
Arthur Smollock.
It's the only access to anti-psychic in the whole
Yeah, it
codex.
is,
yeah.
And you're getting a +1 to the deny test.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
It's not bad.
If
but
you're going against Thousand Suns or Grey Knights or
it could be handy at one point. But
your stratagem, it's 2 CP or 3 CP.
Yeah.
Drop zone clear full hit and wound rerolls for crisis suits or commanders arriving via deep strike, which I mean, that's amazing considering Farsight can actually give commanders +1 to hit in combat. 12 inches, you're going to get +1 to hit at shooting anyway because you're Farsight Enclaves. So this seems like the Septs for crisis suits, really.
Yes, it's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know, it makes the crisis suits a decent melee threat as well. Like if they're with Farsight.
See, I think
together.
they have kind of thought about the 8 in this. I don't really believe we're going to get a supplement now.
Yeah. The Warlord Trait, Master of the Killing Blow, 6s to wound, grant an extra 3 AP. Best part, models cannot use rules to ignore the wounds lost.
Oh, jeez.
So
let's think about that commander that's got 4 flamers on it.
Yeah.
And gets 6s to wound.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
But that means that units like the Satan or Gaz, where it's capped, you can go through that if you're wounded on 6s. And not many things can do that. Another reason to take the high output burst cannon, which is 10 shots, to get those 6s. Yeah, so probably your best option. Incredible for crisis suits. Like, just take as many crisis suits and commanders as you can, and you're going to be hitting ridiculously hard. And just be super aggressive with everything, and it rewards you for being super aggressive, which it's never really done in the past.
Which is the Farsight clave, anyway.
I've done it.
Yeah. You've done it, but it's not worked.
It works against Ben.
Okay, so you can also make custom Septs like you can in every other codex. And this is another odd one with a gimmick, like the Gene Stealer cult one, where you kind of had points to spend. This one is, it shows you a map of the Tau Empire, and you select 2 traits from neighboring sectors of that empire. There are 5 sectors, and each sector has 4 traits. There's some decent ones. Strike swiftly gives infantry 6-inch per game move. Calm under pressure, boost your assault weaponry strength when attacking within 12 inches. Blocking tactics. If core infantry charge you, get obsec or count as double models if they already had it, which is great on crisis suits. We're not going to talk about this much because I think the situation is the same as the Gene Stealer cult custom ones, where you're always going to want to take the main 6. It gives you way more. You get better stuff. This is just like a sub version of... There's some fun stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd only play it as I was messing about in a game. That's how I do it.
Yeah. There's probably like a combo that I've not really noticed that someone will probably spot and be like, oh, this could be really powerful. But yeah, I think it's not worth it. Again, losing, relics, warlord traits, strats. You
nice
want those
fluff,
things.
isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so moving on from Septs. Let's go and talk about warlord traits. We'll start with the best one, Precision of the Hunter. Full rerolls to hits and to wounds.
Standard.
Which is just an incredible all-rounder. Through Boldness Victory, gives 1 core unit auto wounds on a 6 to hit with ranged attacks. So that's within 9 inches. So yeah, it's alright. Again, I don't think you take anything but Precision of the Hunter, but I'll go through a few of the other ones. Exemplar of Kion. Redeploy units, including putting them into Strategic Reserve. Just 1 ordinarily, but if you picked Kion, you get 3. And then there's Exemplar of Montcar. Lets you pick a core unit within 9 inches and give them reroll wounds with ranged attacks against an enemy unit within 9 inches of them, but it's buffed to 12 inches with Montcar if you choose that philosophy. This one's quite nice though. A ghost walks among us. Auto advance 6 inches, and the character is -1 to hit. It's nice.
I think that one's alright.
Yeah, that's actually second best one out there.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
I think if you're paying a CP for another warlord trait, that's probably your second best one.
Yeah.
You put on like a cold star or something, because that'll make it like super quick and harder to hit.
I think that's what I would do for my Shadow Sun army.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've been looking at for my cold start, putting that on him.
I mean, auto advance 6 is incredible.
Yeah.
And he already moves 14 or something.
Yeah.
So Montcar lets you count as stationary if you do normal move or advance. So great one for that warlord trait, because you're always going to be advancing the cold star.
Yeah.
And we'll just quickly go through the 3 Kroot warlord traits. Master of the Hunter lets nearby Kroot ignore the benefits of cover with their shooting attack. Pack Leader lets them roll 3d6 and discard a dice for the charge. A Nomadic Hunter lets them count as having remained stationary for the purposes of ranged attacks so long as they didn't fall back. Right, Relics. Let's start with the Power Fist, the Onaga Gauntlet.
Oh, yes.
Strength 12, AP -4,
3
damage 3. You combine that with Precision of the Hunter, you're getting full rerolls to hit and full rerolls to wound. So now suddenly you've got a bit of a beast commander combat.
Commanders
fella.
get 5 attacks now.
Yeah. Solid image projection unit, 4+ invulnerable, and once per turn, reduce damage to 0 effect on a shot. Bet that's not once per turn. Is it once per game?
It's once per turn.
It's once per turn.
Yeah. The first time a saving throw is failed.
So you can do that every turn, reduce the
Every
damage to
turn.
0.
Obviously, your opponent will learn after the first time.
Oh yeah.
The fact
Shoot him with something soft first and then hit him hard.
Yeah, usually with stuff like that, it's never once per turn, it's once per game.
Once per turn, my son.
That's actually really nice then.
Tower getting cheesy though, aren't they again?
Yeah. Neuro Empathic Nullifier. On a 2+, you can stop or prevent a unit from taking an action.
Ethereal only.
Does it say a range on it?
18 inches.
Yeah, you probably won't want your Ethereal that close, really. Advanced EM Scrambler. 12-inch deep strike deny. That's always good. Humble stave, we've gone over this for the Ethereal. But that's pretty much a must take if you're taking an Ethereal to give an extra invocation and an extra +1 to the roll. The Beagle Hunter's Plate gives +1 to your saving throw and 5+ ignore wounds, which is nice.
Yeah, standard in it that.
Yeah. Multi-sensory discouragement array. So this is what a Psychomancer can do for Necrons. So 3d6 leadership test. If you beat it, you can remove Obsec from the unit, you can half the movement and charge, or force them to only attack the closest unit. That's quite nice.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
So we'll go on to upgrade system, the prototype systems, the Tau upgrade system. Advanced Burst Cannon, 15 points. Add in shot, strength, AP, so it makes it assault 8, strength 6, -1 AP, and the ability to prevent the opponent ignoring wounds from it. This one's quite interesting. Thermoneutronic Projector. It's a flamer, which you can also use in melee, and it gives you an extra d6 +2 attacks. So a commander's already got 5, right? So that's 7 to 12 attacks, potentially.
That's nasty.
And it's low strength, strength 4, -2 AP, but 2 damage. You obviously combo this with Precision the Hunter that we keep bringing up. Full reroll to hit, full reroll to wound. 7 to 12 attacks on a commander that are 2 damage, -2 AP. That is really nice.
Just that wound reroll that you need, isn't it?
Yeah, you need it, otherwise it's not that great.
It's odd that it's a flamer, but it's like the only flamer ever that doesn't auto hit. Stim injectors, once per battle, can give 4+ ignore wound. Good because it's 10 points. I mean, some of these, the main thing is that thermoneutronic projector and the advanced burst cannon.
They're the main ones.
And then there's just flat upgrades to guns. So there's there's a better plasma rifle, there's a better missile pod, and there's a better airburst fragmentation.
Can you stack these?
Don't think you can.
What? So he's got a better flamer. And
So every one of his weapons is a better one?
No,
I'm going to say no.
I'm pretty sure you can only pay for it once on one unit, and that's it. So support systems, main one being shield generators for crisis suits, 4+ invulnerable for only 5 points.
Weren't they 5 points anyway, or were they 10 before? I can't remember now.
I'm not sure.
They were cheap for us.
Very easily, your crisis suits could become really expensive if you just start buying them everything, which you probably want to avoid that. Give them only what they need, or they'll just become so expensive.
I've always found putting a shield generator on is just so handy.
Yeah, 5 points for 4+ invulnerable.
Yeah, it's.
And you combine that with the Ethereal Strength of Stone, 5+ Feel No Pain. So 4+ invulnerable, 5+ Feel No Pain.
But if you have a squad of 3 crisis suits, you don't have to give it each of one of them, do you?
Yeah.
Give it 2 of them or one of them.
Yeah. Put the wounds on them. Let's move on to stratagems. We'll start with a decent Kroot one. Well laid.
Start with a Kroot one. Start with the worst then, yeah?
It's actually alright, this. Kroot do 6-inch heroic intervene and get +1 attack. If you're taking Kroot, that's really good.
If you ever see them out there.
This is a nice one that's always useful on the armies I have. Backup AI. Town repair model counts as having full wounds for determine the characteristic of the table.
You're looking at you Riptide on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Straight away.
Or a Devil's...
Hammerhead.
A Hammerhead, yeah.
Sky Ray.
Yeah.
Stormsurge.
Because I always use it for Death Guard, like most of the time.
Yeah, I think I've used it on me knights before. They've got something very similar.
Yeah. Point blank volley. Fire warriors shooting combat. It makes the rifle pistol too.
Yeah, it makes it rifle pistol too.
Fuck, that's incredible, yeah. Dynamic offensive, 6-inch advance. No penalty to hit assault weapons the same turn it advanced. Great on crises.
Brilliant.
Wall of Mirrors, we went over this before, so it lets ghost keels or stealth suits go off the battlefield edge and come back next turn from another edge. So combos very well with the secondary aerospace targeting relays.
It's about time stealth suits and Ghost Kill's got something like that to
Yeah.
They've been
show off
asking
the
for it.
camouflage kind of thing.
Yeah. Breach and clear, 1 CP, reroll wounds for breaches, and ignore light cover.
Oh baby, baby.
Yeah, breaches are looking really nice.
Oh baby, baby.
Are either of you got any breaches?
I am currently building some Guvessa breaches.
No, I don't play breaches. I prefer the long range.
Yeah. Combat debarkation allows you to disembark units after moving with the Devilfish, or with up to 3 if you use it on one of the correct turns of your chosen combat philosophy. It's 3 units if you do it on the turn of the philosophy you chose,
Yeah.
which is really good on breaches, and it's good on fire. Well, it's good on anything because you can not usually do that with transports.
Well, moving then disembarking.
Yeah, and to do it with 3, I mean, like,
Yeah.
what,
I
does,
think
what does a Devilfish move? Is it like 12
inches, and then
3-inch
you could get that
disembark?
auto advance of
Yeah.
6, couldn't you?
So there's
So you're getting 24 plus the disembark of 3.
Yeah, 27. Your breach has got 8
8 inches on
so
the
you
Yeah.
should be able to be
strongest
within.
weapon.
You should be able
Weapon
to
profile.
be within 8 inches or something. You got to kill,
it's just
And you're
if
going to melt it.
and you do that 3 times. It's
yeah,
insane.
but if you don't delete that anything you're against there, that they're dead.
I'm going to be re-rolling
Yeah.
my wound rolls,
It's not a
my
massive
hit rolls of
amount
1.
of points you're dropping into that though to get it across
No,
there.
and it's something they're gonna have to deal with then because you're that front up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you get first turn, nasty.
And that's,
that'll be a big one in games. Like,
and that's 3
tournament
Devilfishes
games.
doing it. Yeah.
yeah. Recon Sweep Pathfinders allows them to boost their rolls to land Markerlights, and it lets them make a normal move after completing the action. And Pathfinders complete it at the end of the movement phase as well. So you're moving Markerlight in what's hitting better, and then you're moving after.
You still get to shoot as well.
Yeah. Because you fire your mark lights in your command phase.
Yeah,
now,
and
don't
then
you?
it's the start of the
That's good.
The shooting.
That is good. Submunitions. So it's for
Hammerheads.
hammerheads. Very strong against hordes, necrons, orcs.
Yeah, Nids, neophytes.
Yeah.
Genes do the cults.
So select one enemy unit that is not within engagement range, but within 36 and visible. Roll 1d6 for each model in that unit, adding 1 if the unit has 11 or more models. For each 4+, suffers 1 mortal wound to a maximum of 8.
Yeah, it's amazing. That.
Yeah, it's good for your little blobs that you are taking them off objectives or something like that.
If your hammerhead's still alive and you've killed all the bigger stuff, you're doing that now, aren't you?
Frequency lock. This is for Sky Ray. Lets them fire their missiles racks at +1 to wound, but also it enables them to target something out of line of sight if they have a Markerlight on it. Sky Rays we'll go over them soon. They're actually really good now.
Yeah.
So that's quite a nice ability. Coordinated engagement, letting you pick 2 units. The same unit you target, you get +1 AP to that unit, which is nice.
Is it only one of those units, or both the units get it again? Both units.
Both. Strike and fade. We'll be using this one a lot with crisis suits. Crisis move after shooting, but they can't charge. So unless it's a crisis team you've kitted out to actually be a close combat unit, you're going to be using this.
You can only
Yeah.
move up to 6 inches with this stratagem.
They used to have that rule,
Yeah.
like ages ago when
Yeah,
Tau
but
first came out.
I remember like I used
It
to
was-
play.
It was called like hit and run, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
You
And
constantly
like,
do it.
well, it was like 3 inches or something, and now it's like 10 inches, 6 inches. It's massive. You're going to be doing that all the time.
This is something I'll be doing every term. It makes me want to play a squad of 6 now instead of 2 close to 3s.
Yeah, so that you can really get the use out
It'd
of
be
that.
very, very expensive.
It's 2 CP in it then.
Dynamic offensive, crisis suits auto advance 6 inches and ignore the penalty for advancing in shooting. It's a hell of a lot of stuff in this book that is like massive boosts to your mobility. Like so much. It's so easy to get 6-inch advances. It's so easy to move after shooting. It's so easy to move after performing actions.
It's the way it should be.
Yeah,
when
it's
more
how
or less
our
everything
movement army
flies.
They are that movement army on the go. So I think that's what they're trying to bring back with it all now.
Yeah. Relentless Fusillade. Fire warriors can rapid fire at full range, and it gives them an extra point of AP. They're AP -1 now, aren't they? So that makes them AP -2.
Yeah.
If you're in Monk Car, it'll be -3.
Yeah. Got your cadre next to your fire warriors. On an unmodified rule of a 6, it's an additional hit.
Yeah.
I know there's another stratagem where also wound
Yeah. On 6s.
on 6s. So
Yeah.
there's just I have been looking at my fire warriors comboing them,
Yeah, you can
and it's
make the fire warriors incredible.
it'll only be one unit will be incredible, but some around that will also be good as well.
Yeah.
But it's just the sheer amount of shots you're going to get if you combo this.
Right, so come on to top 5. Starting with number 5, the Stormsurge. This thing, it's got a lot tougher since last edition. Toughness 8, 2+ save, 4+ invulnerable, and 22 wounds, which is good considering you probably won't be able to hide the guy between much cover.
It needed that.
Yeah,
It did.
that makes it really survivable now.
8-inch movement, still pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's 8 inches no matter what bracket it goes down to.
Yeah, and you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to move it much because you want
Y-
to
yeah,
be
you,
able to get your reroll. But
yeah, you're putting your anchors down, aren't you? So
yeah. Deploy anchors, do it in your command phase, and at the start of your shooting phase, you can get rerolls to hit. So you're probably doing this all the time.
this is something you put down where it's just never gonna have to move.
Yeah. Its weapon, Pulse Blast Cannon, 6, Strength 12, -2 AP, damage 4 shots, or 2, Strength 16, -4 AP, damage 12 shots. Damage 12 is insane. And you combo that with the Bork'an 2, so you ignore invulnerable strat, and
you'd shoot it from further away.
yeah.
It's in 24 inches, isn't it though? So something has to be close for that. But
It'd be 28 if you Bork'an.
Yeah.
yeah, it will, won't
Plus
it? If you
4
get in the air.
inches. Yeah, you're right.
That's just dirt though, isn't it?
Yeah, 12 damage, that's insane. Using this strat on the damage 12 one feels like a better choice than using hammerheads, which are way more vulnerable than this stat line.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just harder to take out than a hammerhead, isn't it? That's
And the supporting cluster rocket system got a bit better. I think it gained an AP. It can shoot 2 of the 4 destroyer seeker missiles a turn, and their strength 12 -5 AP, damage 2d3.
yeah.
So yeah, this thing is tough and it's putting out a lot of hurt.
In the past, I never found it great,
Yeah.
but it's always been hit and miss.
Yeah.
Now I think it's definitely worth taking.
Oh yeah.
The weaponry alone, you can see how strong it is, and then
Yeah. It's got so many things it can shoot, and it's super tough. It's just a good, centerpiece, powerful unit that's reliable now, it seems, and in the past.
how many points is it though?
I think
330.
330.
It's still a lot of points. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth that amount?
If it's going to be your main damage doer, I think it can be.
If it's 330 now, my monolith has just had a point update, and that's gone to 330. And I would say this is way better than a monolith. My monolith doesn't even have a 4+ invulnerable, and you've got more guns and better guns on top of that.
Yeah.
I think 330s are good. Does it become 345 when you pay for plasma rifles?
Yes.
It becomes 340 when you have plasma rifles.
Okay, 340 when plasma rifles. So it might be worth it because plasma rifles are incredible. Number 4, Commanders. So you can quite easily make this a combat beast. Give it the Gauntlet or the Thermoneutronic Projector plus Precision of the Hunter Warlord Trait.
Can you not give it both? One's a prototype and one's a relic.
That's a good point, actually. Ooh. But you'd have to choose which one you fought within. One's like your heavy hit, and then one's like your horde clearer.
True,
yeah.
So if you wanted like a commander beast that is capable of handling everything,
Whatever.
then yeah, I suppose you could take both, couldn't you? That's a
Whatever
good point.
the weather.
So there's 3 types: Crisis Commanders, Enforcer Commanders, and Cold Star Commanders. Crisis Commanders allow Crisis teams to fall back, shoot, and charge. That's very nice. Also ignore any negative hit roll modifiers. And it's also the cheapest option. And you can give it the Iridium Battlesuit for a 2+ save. But the main thing is the fall back and shoot and charge is great. Enforcer Commander gets an extra wound, 2+ save, and does it have -1?
Yeah, it's an incoming attack.
-1 damage, yeah. The buff can give Crisis teams OBSEC, just as good as the fall back and shoot one. There's a good argument to have one of each. And then finally got Cold Stars, which are your fast commanders. They got a better basic move, once per game redeploy, and the ability to allow Crisis teams to auto advance 8 inches. All 3 have abilities to dish out to Crisis suits to give them huge benefits. You can build a combat monster, but you can quite easily build something with 4 guns that hits like a little tank.
I just don't think it's... See, in 8th edition, they were based around that. You see a lot of...
Yeah.
Like, the same with a Crisis unit. People would just spam the same weapons, but that's why they've brought in the additional points.
Yeah.
So we're weapons 5 points, but if you take it twice, it's 10 points for the second one.
Yeah. That's fair because all 3 abilities from all 3 are very useful.
Yeah, you've got abilities for all of them.
And yeah, it's worth mentioning again that Farsight Enclaves can get 2 commanders per detachment. So yeah, that's Commanders. The Sky Ray, number 3.
I think this looks very good.
This
I
is
think
very nice.
I'd prefer to say this than a hammerhead.
Yes, I think you're right. It says 10 points cheaper than a hammerhead. It gets 2 Markerlights it can shoot, because it's a vehicle, it means it can move and do it. And the missile rack is now D3 plus 1 Seeker missile shots a turn with a single hit reroll. Now in 8th, these, I don't think either of you... Do either of you have these?
No.
I've got
in 8th, no one...
Never
weren't
built it. Never built one like this.
Yeah.
It was just a waste. Those missiles were what one used to turn.
Yeah, but now it's D3 plus 1.
Yeah.
And the Seeker missiles are really strong. And then we went over that strat before where it was plus 1 to wound, and you could target a Markerlight unit that's not in line of sight.
Yeah.
Just a really good tank option that's hitting super hard, and you can upgrade the drones on it to be the burst cannon versions. The burst cannons have improved as well.
Burst cannons on the Sky Ray Assault 8.
Oh, I got that wrong.
Oh, that's because it's the accelerator burst cannon.
Oh,
18-inch assault 8.
So you've got the Seeker missile rack that's like incredible anti-tank. It's damage 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got the...
Oh, no.
No, 2d3.
2d3.
Yeah, 2d3, sorry. And then you've got the accelerator burst cannons, which are 16 shots.
Yeah, strength 6, -1. If you have the smart missile ones, keep it behind the building. You don't need line of sight. So you
use the strat to fire the missiles over it as well.
So it's, it's 2 decent ways of playing it, I see there. That's...
Yeah. Definitely.
My only downside is for any of the Tal tanks, though, they are weak.
The squishy.
Yeah, this is why I would not play the burst cannons on it.
Yeah. Number 2, Stealthsuits. Stealthsuits, -1 to hit in ranged and melee. Super cheap, the 25 points. If the unit is receiving cover, it gets +1 to save. Can set up anywhere more than 9 inches from enemy deployment and enemy models. And you've got the homing beacon, so you can get crisis suits to drop in. So this is a tough unit, considering it's got -1 to hit and +1 to the save in cover for 25 points. And then the burst cannon's really good.
Burst cannon assault 6.
Strength 5. No AP, 1 damage.
Yeah,
18 inches.
They your main go-to for the best secondary. What's it called? Aerospace targeting relay, and then you use the strat wall of mirrors to get them anywhere you need to go. And they're going to survive if you just bunker in them and up in cover.
Yeah, you're pretty much looking at them on a 2+ save all the time.
Yeah.
Unless you got any high AP stuff coming at them, but people are going to try and waste it on them.
Plus their battle suits so they can shoot in combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so homing beacon lets you first turn deep strike crisis suits to them, which is amazing. Cool. So brings us on to number 1, the crisis suits. So they're faster now, 10-inch movement. I think they were 8 before.
Yeah.
4 wounds now. They get a free support system. You've got the 1 CP strat to move after firing, which is incredible. You've got the 4++ shield generator. You've got the Ethereal that can give them 5+ feel no pain. The stealth suits can deep strike them turn 1. Exactly where they need to be, and all the weapons look like they've improved. Plasma rifle in particular looking really nice. 30-inch assault 1, strength 8, -4 AP, 3 damage. Crisis 6 can take 3 of these each.
Yeah.
The idea of having like 18 strength 8, -4 AP, damage 3 shots is incredible.
I look at the flames though as well.
Yeah, the flames.
See,
so many shots on the flames.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're going for, if you're going for like elites, anti-tank kind of thing, you're looking at... Personally, I'd go for 2 plasmas and a fusion. And then for anti-infantry, I'd go 2 flamers and a burst cannon. And look at upgrading the flamer or burst cannon.
Have the missile pods improved? So assault 2, strength 7, -3,
That's another option
damage.
to run alongside your plasmas.
Psycho-Kind Blast is probably the one I'd take the least of. I look now, it's just rather fusion, missile, plasma, or flamer. They're the 4 weapons. And if I'm doing flamer, I'm doing 2 flamers. Or flamer, burst cannon.
I think I'm going to do 2 flamers, 1 burst cannon, and a shield gen.
I won't be taking 3 weapons on him. Yeah, you're getting too expensive. I'd stay with the 2 weapons and your support.
Crisis suits, I mean, every army is going to have them.
When you think of Tal, though, innit, you do think crisis suits.
Oh, yeah. Everything works off crisis suits. The 3 commanders
Help.
give 3 different incredible abilities to crisis suits.
Big unit of 6, and then 1 of 3. Just going up the board now.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 units of 6.
Yeah, units of 6 are a proper shout now because of that ability to strike and fade.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it. Top 5. What are our final thoughts?
I don't think you'll see many hammerheads being played as people are expecting.
I think you're right. Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, when we all saw that railgun, it's like, oh, that's really good. But the actual vehicle itself, it's a glass hammer.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah. You're right there, Jord.
I think,
And it's one shot as well.
yeah, unless you're playing minimum 2 of them,
Yeah.
that's it. If you're only playing one hammerhead, you're going wrong. It's off the board straight away.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's nasty combos you can do with the stratagems, which you're going to be seeing out there now.
Yeah, and there's the only stratagems for the hammerhead of the sub-munitions one, which is the anti-infantry one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not core or anything. No, none of the commanders can buff it in any way. Ethereals can't buff it. It's a good unit, but it has no synergies to anything else that's good.
Yeah.
What you should do is just play 3 Sky Rays.
3 Sky Rays would be a better shout,
Yeah.
and it'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. Tau Codex. It was a pleasure, and I'll see you both on the next one.
Next one, I'm never doing another one.
Ciao, ciao for now.
See you later. Good luck in the tournament, James.